Have you wondered about harnesses or tried to put your parrot in a harness? Today, I'm going to try to get my conure back and show you all of my harnesses. Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. My dusky conure is a little small. Ah! Come back! Good girl. Yes, stay with me. My dusky conure is a little small, and I didn't want her flying around the big bird room, because she doesn't know how yet. I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond, and the new book, Get to Know African Grey and Cape Parrots, both available on Amazon. Make sure to get your copies today. You can see that. Let's see if we can put him in a little more. Ursulus, my Mexican redheaded Amazon, is joining us. Behind me somewhere, you saw our galah. Let's talk crazy harnesses and also tether. Okay, you can imagine having this many is crazy. And by the way, guys, if you're used to hanging out, thank you for being here. I love my fans almost as much as I love my parrots. I actually am not in love though with the length on these cords. I expect that if I was training for free flying, those lengths would be meaningful, but otherwise, you know, they become a tangle, as you can see. So I can't help it. I like for things to be organized, which is ironic when you have birds. Oh, I got one organized. Harnesses, and they're used if you want to free fly, train your bird for free flight, or shoot, and I wanted to show you his body. Or if you want to be able to do what I do, which is put your parrot on a harness and either tame them or be able to walk around with them. They are such a mess right now. You okay, Henry? Yeah, I saw that. Your nail got stuck, huh? And boy, do I have a couple different ones. What do I like about them? What do I not like about them? First and foremost, there's Henry, my mealy Amazon. And I want you to notice his body. If you look at putting straps over his body, because I'm sure he'll fly off at some point, notice that, you know, there's a huge difference in the measurement, like from the shoulders to their chest, depending on the bird. And in some ways, it seems like there wouldn't be, but depending on the bird, there really is. Some birds like they're more sleek, like an Indian ringneck, and some birds are a little more chunky, and Henry is a bird that's a little more chunky. How are you doing? Yeah, Henry's a sweetie. He won't hurt you. Bella's a good example. She's kind of in the middle, and so, like, I mean, when I look at my harnesses, like, what would I put on her? This is a really good example. So this one really fit because you could see how it would go over her shoulders, maybe, probably not, and it'd be up too high. The middle, you know, the chest plate, and it's, you know, it's not meant to be a harness for a large bird. But what I'm trying to point out to you and what I want you to see is that there are a lot of differences. So when you look at it, you kind of want to measure visually the length, sort of like from your parrot's chest to their shoulder. Hi, sweetie, because that's where the harness would lie. The difference between a harness and a tether. A harness goes over their shoulders. That's a leather harness. This one, I'm going to tell you, is one of the ones I liked best. It felt pretty secure. That's the one I used for my golden conure because some of the tethers they come out of, and you know, it's like some of them some of the harnesses, and I didn't trust them. This one is one that I would I feel like it would work well for conure, except that shoulder to chest space is really low. So Aegean's a little nervous, and I don't know if she's gonna let us. Nope. It's okay, Aegean. It's okay, sweetie. Like if you can look at Aegean and look at the distance, if you can look at the distance between Aegean's shoulder and somewhere in the chest where you would attach the harness, that's what we're looking at for how it's going to fit them. As you can imagine, and no one's going to let me show what it's like because no one likes it, huh? Putting a harness on a parrot is not an easy thing. Oh, hi, Blue. Blue is a really good example. There's a more chunky bird. When you look at Blue, and my Cape parrots are more chunky, my caiques are more chunky, and the Quakers are more chunky. Whereas like the conures and the Indian ringnecks, they're more sleek. So then, you know, the space around their chest, which is usually adjustable, is more important, but you could still see how the space between their shoulders and to their waist is really important. Otherwise, the harness is like, instead of harnessing kind of like their chest, it's going to be at their neck, or, and that's a little exaggerated, but I want to give you a sense of it, because you could get a harness and it could really fit poorly, and if you don't kind of know where it's supposed to go, you know, you could have an issue with it. So with Blue, this might work, but one of the things about it is the harness has to go, it goes around their wings, and so to go under the wing, which I don't usually touch, but I'm going to touch just for the sake of the video. Here's the underside of the wing. So the harness has to go to there. And so you need for that shoulder length, hello Aegean, Aegean came back, to go from the shoulder to under their wing. And they're just not all like that. Like here's an example. I mean, maybe I got this one for a parrotlet. I don't think so, but maybe I did. That's pretty darn small. There's no way. I mean, like, I don't even know if I could get Blue's head in there. I don't think I could get Aegean's head in there. Maybe one of my Linnies. That might be a good harness for a Linnie. Now, the difference between a tether and a harness, I'm going to show you right now. And, you know, they just naturally get so tangled up, as you can see. Oh, I wanted to show you that one because it's a little better. The tether, on the other hand, the tether tends to come in different size, either leather straps, or sometimes they'll just be a hook, and you can hook it into their ring if they have a ring. I forget, do you have a ring? Come here, can I borrow you for a sec? I don't really handle my birds very much in a way where I'm holding them so that I can put the tether on, unless I'm trying to tether them. So just holding your bird is going to be tricky, and you're going to get probably bitten. I'm kind of really shocked that my Quakers don't bite me, and I'm going to show you an example of putting it on Cookie, because Cookie's pretty good about it. So it goes around the ankle, and then you have to get the clip around both sides. This clip drives me crazy because it flips, so like it's really hard to grab and hold open, and I hope you can see it, and then get both sides, you know, both hooks in it while the bird's there, because this is where the bird's ankle goes, so that it closes. Plus, I have a really hard time getting it open, like I said, because it spins. So it's like there's no place for me to grab it, so it's tricky. But Pretzel and I think it was Jules, my Indian ringneck, and Pretzel's the other Quaker, and Jules is my Indian ringneck. They unclip this like it's nothing. I have a harder time getting it on them. They unclip it, and then it doesn't matter where we are. Now they don't have a tether on, and I'm like, ah! So it's, you know, it is what it is. But I've also had birds come out of a harness. I'm gonna attempt to show you how I get the tether on to Cookie. So first, let's make sure. Hi, sweetie. Can we put the tether on you like we're going out? I know, we're using the bathroom, so there's safety. And oh good, you guys can see it. I'll try to zoom up on it. Okay, today I'm making it look easier than it is. So this time I was able to get it on, although I didn't get it in the right loop, so it's too loose. You could see that. So actually, right off. Why? And I wanted to show you putting it on. I wanted to show you what a bird was like now that he's more used to it and he lets me put it on. And now the camera's crooked. But the reason it came right off, hi Kailani, now my macaw's outside. I'm putting it through this ring. This ring used to have a rivet. I don't know what happened to it. They come off. But for Cookie, I really needed to go in this hole so that it goes like that. So there's the extra hole, and that way it's tighter. So you have to make sure that way. So you have to make sure that you get it in the right, like it's the right size so that it's comfortable for your bird, but they can't just slip out of it. You saw how Cookie did. Cookie's doing really well. Good, step up. Thank you, thank you. Are you doing good? Can you stay out here for a minute? You want to stay out? I have like 2 or 3 of these. 2 of them have the leather tether because I liked that and I ordered it again. I got one once upon a time and it had a metal ring. I don't remember how it worked, but I was like a metal ring on their ankle. That sounds like it could hurt them. The leather's nice and the cord is nice. It's so bouncy. You see the give. I don't know if, I mean, I can feel the resistance. You obviously can't feel it. You could hopefully see it. But if Cookie is on me and flies off, there's resistance, so it's not just a pull on Cookie's ankle. The other thing I've noticed is both Cookie and Jules, my Indian ringneck, have gotten conditioned to the point where they almost think that if they're on my shoulder, they're on the tether. The other tether I have, so ankle, not body, I was saying, it has a hook, a different kind of hook to go around the ring. And actually Cookie doesn't have a ring. But in a way that's kind of nice because then I don't have to try to do the leather. It's awful because the ring is metal and for whatever reason the lightweight hook or clasp for that ring, it's lightweight but it kind of sticks out at a weird angle. It has maybe it's the latch just like this latch, but it's like it's almost like a hard wire, and so I'm afraid I'm going to scrape them because you have to go, you know, on their foot, you have to go under the ring and the wire's there and it's hard, and I don't like that one. It just would go on the ring around. So if this was the bird's ring, you hook it in here. But do you see that little hook? I'm afraid that when I'm hooking it on, I'm going to scrape their leg. And it's just really, really hard for me to push and get in. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like this one. The end result, I don't like this one. Where I'm going with this, it's really hard to find the right harness or tether. I don't know if there is a right harness or tether. This one eludes me. I keep having to figure it out. So that's the tethers. The advantage to a tether is you saw kind of like how easy it is for me to put it on Cookie because I'm not trying to like get this over Cookie's head and under his wings and then trying to adjust it. That's not easy. It can be more secure, but I guess I didn't have it on tight the time that Aegean came right out and I was out for a walk. So that was a really good scare. Fortunately, Aegean just flew off, but flew right back to me. Otherwise, I would have lost my Dusky. Speaking of Aegean, so this one I like because it does give more space, like I was saying, between that shoulder and to go under the wing, because this has to go under their wing. So, oh, you guys can't see Blue, he just flew in. So if I was going to try to put this over Blue, I have more space to work with. So this one I like a little better. And then I have my Amazon. He had been here, so I thought that was perfect to show you, but he left. This one's also really, you could see it's been bitten. It's well weathered. This one, if you can figure out how to use it, it's really great. And I always forget. It's like their head goes in here. I don't know. Or maybe their head goes in here, and then it goes in the underbody, and then it connects above them. Maybe that's how that one goes. So the harnesses, they're not like totally intuitive, and I'm okay with that if they work. And here's one more for you. This one's similar to the other one that I told you I could use for my Linnies. And just so you don't think I'm duplicating, there's two different ones. So you could see the size difference. And it's a little hard when you buy them on Amazon, if that's where you buy them. They say for birds, and then they list different sizes, and I'm like, okay, but the birds are really different. I have obviously a collection of different harnesses because I really believe in trying to find the right one that'll work. I'm trying to let Bella show, but she's not. So that like taming or taking my bird out really works well. I use mine really for taming, like I said, not so much for free flight. What I don't like about harnesses and tethers is it's hard to initially put on the bird. It's stressful for them, it's containing. When you put a harness on and it's all over their body, they're more secure, which is good, but like they don't like it and they spend a lot of time picking at it. So it's not a natural thing, and it's not uncommon for some of their feathers to get pulled out, and that's, it's just like not a nice experience. The flip side is that without a tether or a harness, how would you ever take your bird out? And they've really been instrumental for me in taming. Now my Amazons are so loud. They flew back in the house and they're being super duper loud. So there you have it. I don't love them. I don't have a better solution. And so I have the ones that I like using the most, and those are the ones I use to try to work with my birds. I think you saw Cookie let me put it on, and then when Cookie was on my shoulder, Cookie's getting tame enough to stay with me, to step up. I was showing you that Cookie stepped up. This Quaker was already tamed, but Cookie I got untamed, and I know that if it weren't for this little leather tether, Cookie and Pretzel wouldn't be getting tamed. Cookie's doing really well. Jules too. I actually use this one for Jules. I tend to use the tether more because it's just so much easier and it's less invasive on them. What I don't like is this clasp, and then the weight of this when it's on their leg and it's dragging down, it's heavy. This has to be heavier than them. So that's kind of an issue because then their legs kind of falling and they don't like that. But like I said, I just don't have a perfect solution. I do the very best I can for my birds. And you see, I have gotten a lot of different, especially harnesses, but tethers too, to try to make it work, to give them the best experience so that they can have the best experience with me and we can bond as best as we can. If you found this helpful and you want to send a super thanks, please visit ParrotBliss.com because I actually get to retain more of that super thanks and support my flock and my rescues with it. If you want some awesome merch, this is one of my designs, although it's not on shop.parrotbliss.com right now, but there's Valentine's Day merch on there, so be sure to check that out. Please be sure to give me one of these, comment and post below, it helps my juice. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, or if you want to be a part of my awesome YouTube group, go to parrotbliss.com and right at the top it says groups. Click there and you'll find information on our group. and you can sign up there. I will catch you in the next feathered video.